My dear brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus, greetings and wishes to you all. This is the homily for the 24th Sunday of the Ordinary Time. This Gospel passage brings forth the place of Philippi Caesarea. It is the place, a fertile land, because it is in the region of Mount Hermon, and it is a fresh place. As we have heard last Sunday, Jesus was traveling through Tyre, Sidon, and Decapolis. Now Jesus is relaxed in a place where he can talk, he can have a conversation with his own disciples. And as Jesus is talking to the disciples, he is asking about the opinions of the people about him. And they are telling different opinions, as we have heard in the Gospel. But finally, Jesus is asking, what do you say? It is not their opinion. And here they are asking, Jesus is asking about their conviction. St. Peter comes to say his conviction about Jesus. Jesus is the Messiah. Messiah is the Hebrew word. The proper translation into the Greek will be Christos. Christos means anointed one. The Jews, the Israelites, they were waiting for the Messiah because they were going through slavery, political slavery, all through their history. So they were expecting in a very strong way for the coming of the Messiah. But Jesus is telling, not that Messiah, and Jesus is going far beyond that, the slavery of sin and death, and he wants to rescue the humanity. So the understanding and the expectation of the disciples about the Messiah is completely different from that of Jesus. And Jesus is telling about his own passion, death and resurrection, and they were not able to understand because their concept of Messiah is completely different. A Messiah who is kingly, a royal, a mighty one. And such a Messiah they are waiting. Of course, Jesus is king, Jesus is mighty, Jesus is royal, Jesus is victorious. But before that, he must go through the passion, death. So, and Jesus is preparing his disciples to understand what kind of Messiah he is. And he is telling about his passion and death. So, even as we are Christians, we are anointed one. And we were anointed in the sacrament of baptism. And if Jesus is the Christ and we are the Christians, Jesus has passed through the way of suffering to enter into glory. And we too must have the same understanding. As we are Christians, we must pass through the passion, death of the Lord, and we must enter into glorious life. So it is challenging the way that Jesus has followed, Jesus has walked, and we are called to walk in the same way. My dear brothers and sisters, if we believe in Christ, if we believe Jesus is the Christ, and we must have a proper understanding about what kind of Christ we believe. Because as Peter said, these things should not happen to you. And very many times we too have the tendency to say to the sufferings, no Lord, it is not, I am not ready to follow the way of suffering. So we must be cleared in our vocation. The Christian life is a vocation where we are invited, where we are called to take up the cross and to follow Jesus, in that way finding our glorious life. So for that we ask the necessary graces on this Sunday and all through this week. Thank you.